Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more summoning for you guys. This time around, we hit a 5-star in our first temple. Ivana is currently on rate up, is what I meant to say here. Hopefully we get her early, that would be amazing. Or an artifact. Her artifact would be great. That is not her artifact, but Renewed Will is absolutely amazing. I'll definitely take that as an off-ban artifact. Oh my goodness. I keep getting like Durandals normally. Oh, okay. Hopefully it's not a Durandal here. But we do as we always do here on this channel. When a new character comes out, we summon for them, and then we take them to Arena to playtest them. So definitely stick around to make sure you see how she performs, whether or not she's worth pulling. Right, there we go, Excommunicate's Sensor, fantastic. This is such a good artifact, guys, and I'm definitely going to be buying the one in the powder shop too. If you pull multiple, I'd recommend you keep them separate, because they're good on, this artifact's going to be good on various different units here, including things like DJB or DN or other cleansers that are on your team that are high resistance, right? So, let's see if we can pull Ivana before reaching that guaranteed mark. And no, not yet. All right, I do need to check. Ooh, that's something else here. I do want to check to make sure that we have those milestones, right? Yeah, the summon counters, right? Okay, so we're not even close. We need to get to what, 120 summons, basically the normal guaranteed, right, threshold. You get additional copies later on. Oh my goodness, guys, we're getting blessed with artifacts today. I am not complaining whatsoever. Can it be another one? No, okay, that's fine. Magraha's Tome is pretty decent. Another artifact. Another. I mean, I didn't want two of them, but sure. Yeah, these artifacts are great because, oh my good, what the? Hello? Smilegate? What is happening here? Another 5-star artifact? Is not. Do we get Ivana here? It's an artifact. Okay. Manic of Control. I actually don't know if mine is plus 30 yet, so I do appreciate that. Oh my goodness. More 4-star artifacts. That's great because, again, Powders of Knowledge are something that super valuable. Oh my gosh. Have I even pulled a 4-star unit yet? I think I've only pulled 4-star artifacts. I don't even know what's happening right now. But yeah, Ivana, I think, is going to be pretty cool. I haven't, as of right now, you guys know, I don't have her, but we'll be testing her in Arena. We'll see if she's actually that good against things like Lady of the Scales, maybe even a Shepherd of the Dark DN, if we can find one on defense team. That would be exciting stuff. Yeah, but her artifact definitely goes hard on so many different Soul Weavers. Come on now. Gotta get something, right? Don't tell me we're gonna go to guarantee. Oh, there's another 5-star. Come on. Ivana? How many 5-stars have we pulled? Oh my god, it's another artifact. I am not complaining. What is happening today? I had a really bad day at work, by the way. I got home at like 5:30. I'm normally home by like 4 something-ish. So I had to stay like an extra hour and a half to do lesson planning because I didn't have a lesson for the next day, and my colleagues also did not put anything together, so I had to stay late to do that. And what is what? Oh my god. I mean, I guess this is making my day so worth it. You can't. What is happening? Is there a bug in the system? Oh my gosh, I will just do one pull to get the guaranteed Ivana now. Guys, this makes my whole day so much better. Oh my goodness. Wow, I was feeling really down earlier, but now I'm absolutely stoked. Alright guys, let's get it. Alright guys, so here's my Ivana fully built up. Went ahead and skipped her skill 1 enhancements because the healing is apparently just super subpar on her, and just from the video demonstration I can tell it's not going to be that great. Think about like DJB for example, and his healing, not significant unless you soul burn, but +5 on both her skill 2 and skill 3 for maximum combat readiness. And as for her her sets here, we're currently running her on immunity and resistance set, I'll bump up her resistance a bit because I didn't go for imprints or anything. We got super lucky on the artifact, but instead of merging it, keeping them separate for now, gonna just test it out and see if I like it or not first before I merge everything together, potentially, while keeping a couple spare copies on the side. The 22 effect resistance is really nice, brings up her total to about 200 resist, and it's good enough in most cases, right? These are the substats on her gears, by the way, not like the most amazing gears, besides like the helmet and chest piece, but if you average out the speed on all the pieces, right, it is not something that's super difficult to achieve if you've been playing for a while. I don't know if she needs to be this fast or not, but we're gonna test her out like this and see how she goes. Alright guys, so we got Ivana over here against my opponent's team, which is featuring Lady of the Scales, as well as Genesis Roz and a couple of other units. They have a Rinnock, which is really unfortunate for me, for the speed contest coverage, and then they have an Emma Bologna for the bruiser side coverage. Let's go ahead and see if we can get away with using Ivana here. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Decided to go for a slow team for my first test. I know she's probably better geared towards more aggressive teams, but we'll see, right? Only testing will tell. He's gonna skill 2 into my boss Aruka and then follow up with a skill 3. Ivana pushed up in combat readiness there, as you can see in the left hand corner, because of the Rinnock taking a turn, right? And of course, when Rinnock takes a turn, we don't get debuffs, which is really nice. So we jump up in combat readiness. My opponent is going to Lady of the Scales push up the team. I could at this point use my skill 3 here. We get the immunity and the ignore damage sharing, which is super duper nice. Let's go ahead and do that, see if we can push up the Tori. Very good, Tori's gonna go, very nice. I will now go for the, I think I can focus down Genesis Roz a little bit here. I know ignore damage sharing could allow me to focus down other units. I'm gonna use Tori to have this ignore damage share. And we're gonna go straight into the Bologna, see if we can try to finish her off, right? Without having to proc this immunity, the immortality and stuff on this Genesis Roz. So let's go for the skill 3. Good thing is Tori will keep these buffs, they're undispellable. There you go, down goes the Bologna, and I am looking fairly good. I know at this point I can focus down Lady of the Scales, but I think I'm okay to just focus down the Roz right now. I want to see if we can get that damage reduction on my team. It might be a little late here, because I don't think I can lap this Genesis Roz in time, but if I can proc an immortality on him, what happens is we do get the 50% damage reduction from all damage, right? From all attacks. If we can... Ooh, hang on. What if I went in onto the Genesis Roz like this? What if I soul burn this so Tori came in? Oh, there you go, look at that. So... okay, we got the immortality proc on Genesis Roz, we got the Radiance as well, right? Grants 50% damage reduction. I'm just gonna get rid of the Roz here. He'll revive. And then now, let's see if we actually take much damage at all, because our boss, sorry, not our boss, our Empyrean Ilinov has defense penetration resistance, but now the Radiance is also gonna reduce the damage that we take. Oh my god, guys. That is abysmal damage. Now, obviously, I know, right? We do have Empyrean Ilinov on our team, but that was still funny. That is just our team getting tickled a little bit there. And look at that, Tori ignored damage share earlier, while still a Master of the Nightmare, allowing us to just clean house against my opponent. It's like having 2 artifact effects in one, which is wonderful. And now it's just the Rinnock that stands between us and victory. And I think we did pretty decent. Now, you can see here, Ivana's heal is not that great. I know I didn't mola it, but the molas would only add like a 15% heal to this, which is completely negligible and really not worth the molas or anything of that sort, in my opinion. And there we go, just finish off my opponent. So yeah, we saw all of Ivana's kit kind of kick in this situation. Hopefully we can try this out with a more aggressive team. Well, guys, speaking of fast teams, we got quite the cleave setup on the other side. So many mages with souls for this Freerin, so she's going to be almost untouchable, except for fixed damage, which is why we're bringing in Rinok. Zio's going to be attacking the boss Arunka, but after that, because he takes a turn and this DN starts with Immortality, Ivana's going to be pushing up a ton of combat readiness, more so than the Silverblade Araminta, which means we should be able to cut, we should be able to then push up our Rinok and our Salome, and we'll try to finish off their team. Let's see if this counter cleave setup will actually work here, right? Kind of excited for this, actually. Watch Ivana on the left side here. She's gonna, look at that, jump up in combat readiness. We got the Radiance buff as well, so if Freerin does take a turn, then she won't absolutely decimate us. But let's go for the skill 3. Push up everybody. Wonderful. Rinok gets to go. I am going to... I'm gonna hit the DN, actually. I want to lower her max health, because she's gonna be the bulkiest out of everyone here. And then I'm just gonna go straight into the DN as well. Salome has a bunch of options. I think the best course of action here would be to copy my own Rinok and see if we can, yeah, just nuke everyone once again, right? So let's go ahead and copy my own Rinok here. Could technically go for the Freerin or something on the other side. Oh, actually, no, that probably wouldn't be the best option, right? Because the Freerin's right there, and she has protection. So if the Shepherd of the Dark DN didn't go down, I could probably copy her too. But look at that, guys. A clean, easy counter cleave against a really fast team. Zio somehow being the only one left, but now he's gone too, right? That was actually not that bad. But the combat readiness gain of Ivana is definitely something that I don't think you should look past. Moving on to the next match over here, we have Ivana going up against Lady of the Scales once again, but my opponent has a bunch of evasion units and Bellion, so we're going to hopefully try to seal my opponents before utilizing Arby as a damage dealer, right, against them once they lose their evasion passives. And we're also bringing in Emma Politis because she's going to be really good against these Fighting Spirit units, as well as providing Arby some more damage with the Rage buff and the dual attacks that she has in her skill 1, right? So let's go ahead and pop this skill 3. Let's try to strip the immunity and stuff off my opponents here first. This will prompt the Lady of the Scales to kind of push up here, right? She's gonna push up her team, gonna cleanse the speed down and stuff, all perfectly fine. And at this point, I can now use my Numu Luna to seal my opponents. Well, after Ivana goes for this, the immunity buff is actually super nice here, right? Protecting everyone from some potential fears from this Lady of the Scales, or even the provokes from the Bellion. Now it's time to go for a skill 3. Can't soul burn this, unfortunately, but I'm hoping that Bellona and the Setsuka really don't have any effect resistance. Great, the Bellion doesn't either. And so now, Arby can just kind of have full reign against my opponents. Just in time for him to take a turn. Rage buff, attack buff Arby, and look at that. Absolutely amazing. Now, obviously, we don't have the damage reduction buff here right now because, well, there's no immortality on the other side. But Arby was able to do all that damage because he had the ignore sharing buff from the Ivana. Pretty solid into Lady of the Scales, I would say. But if we do find another team that has like Knights or mitigation of that sort, like Estelle or Arwell, for example, then that's another place that Ivana can be tested. So moving on to another match, got a weird one on our hands with our opponent having Notos and Witch of the Mirror Tenebria, Bibulus, and Lady of the Scales. This is quite a common defense team here. Lady of the Scales or Bibulus might be swapped out for a couple of other speedy or bulkier units, but for the most part, you fight this team with evasion, right? You can see our Assassin Cartuja, Setsuka, and Emma Bellona. Now, typically you run like a Maid Ruel, Destina, something of that sort here for revives, for sustainability, but let's bring Ivana along to see if we can reap any benefits from her kit here. The unfortunate thing is, we're going to be kind of in an uphill battle, showcasing her in a really difficult situation. This is kind of limit testing her, right? Stress testing her. Because Witch of the Mirror Tenebria puts block on my team, aside from Assassin Cartuja, who 15%ed, but the block prevents us from cleansing, and without cleansing and without being able to buff my teammates, Ivana loses a lot of her value. Now the other problem here is that we, actually, I'm just gonna go for skill 3 here. The other problem here is that My opponent has No-Dose, and No-Dose dispels all buffs from everybody, and so we're gonna pretty much be left defenseless against my opponent. It kind of sucks, and so Ivana essentially loses like everything that's available in her kit in terms of fighting my opponent here. The only saving grace is that we don't get debuffs as well, so even then, we're injuried into oblivion, and my opponent has a lot of sustainability. Now, Lady of the Scales does lose the ability to get immortality here. The damage share, right, is still, you know, really useful for us finishing her off. But aside from that, there's really nothing Ivana offers this team that we really couldn't get from somewhere else. In fact, I would argue other units are way more valuable than Ivana in this situation here. I could turn Cycle, but there's no point. I'd rather get the little tiny heal from her here. Now, this is just showing that she does have quite a bit of weaknesses, which Amir Tenebria shuts down so much, as you guys already know. Let's see if we can get lucky. No luck on the evasion. Wow, just getting blasted there. Okay. Let us see if we can finish off this Bibulus. That'd be kind of nice before we get out of this, Ooh, wow, we actually took that hit there. That is really bad. We're about to eat, even more damage. Look at that. Holy damage, guys. Okay, we'll go for the Bibulus. Setsuka can go for her as well. Boom. Right, Bologna can go too. I'm gonna Soul Burn it to inflict more damage so that we can absorb more of the damage as HP. Let's go for this. Pop. There we go. Sigurd Scythe also procced. Please, Bologna, just gotta dodge this one here. We lost 15% evasion because of the Fat Cat being gone, and there we go. We do survive. This team is very RNG dependent, but now we might get to see Ivana shine a little bit. And by that I mean, with her speed and her combat readiness boosts, we do get a chance to turn cycle around our opponent, and No-Dose with a long skill cooldown gives us a little bit of an opening into his team here. So I could actually I don't think I need it. No-Dose's regular skill 1 is super weak, so I'm just gonna pop the skill 3, get the vigor buff. There we go, beautiful. We still heal a decent chunk there. Yeah, and so now we're gonna see Ivana just kind of turn cycle if my Setsuka doesn't just finish off my opponent here, which would be nice. There we go. Oh, forgot about the Holy Sacrifice. Yeah, you know what? We'll just go for regular skill 1. It's okay. And Ivana has 2 turns until she can skill 3, but look at this. We're just lapping around our opponent here. Okay, but yeah, as of right now, I'd say Ivana does have glaring weaknesses, right? Not gonna be the best end-all be-all character for fighting things like Lady of the Scales, especially with really tanky teams, debuff-heavy teams, block-buffing teams, and stuff on the opponent's side. Ever wonder what it was like to have 3 Fire Soul Weavers and 1 Lone Crescent Bologna solo an entire team? Well, wonder no more, because that is essentially what we're going to be doing here with Ivana, and I'm going to a Harsetti, I know, but I did change her build a little bit to compensate. You could build a slower Ivana, doesn't have to be this bulky, doesn't have to be this slow. We can easily sacrifice a bit of effect res, right, for like 200 speed or something on a speed set. Pretty easy to achieve these stats, I would say. Like 20k health, right, 200 speed, 200 resistance, and so I'm gonna try bringing her here against Harsetti just to see what would happen. We do have, you know, an Estelle on the other side, and this was one thing that I did want to test, was the application of Ivana in slower teams against damage mitigation skills. So I am going to go ahead and pop my Bibulus into my opponent, turn orders in my favor here, I guess, and we did have immunity from the Aram, that's why she was brought along, so Harsetti couldn't really do too much to us. Look at, oh my gosh, look at that injury, guys, absolutely amazing. So I can go for a skill 3 now. We get to ignore damage share, and we get immunity replenished for everybody, which means we get to counter the Bibulus on the opponent's side, given, well, she's kind of provoked, but it's okay. I will go ahead and I think I could actually push up the Bibulus once again, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I don't think there's a point in saving it for the Bologna right now. We'll go for the Bibulus, and we can pop the skill 3 once again. This is going to be great, because now we're going to just spread some more venom, get some more injury on my opponents. Right, Alright, boom. Boom. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Alright, but now look at this. Bologna has the ignored sharing, right? Normally Estelle shares 40% of the damage that's the teammates take. However, I could just come in here right now and focus down, let's say, this Bibulus, right? Boom. Oh, okay. Nope, no, never mind. I forgot I said that. Forgot that I can miss because the Setsuka's on the other team. Alright, well, everything was cleansed now. It's okay though. The Estelle did go down here. So at this point, there's really nothing else that she offers to the team. Ivana does absolutely nothing now because there's no chance of immortality. Setsuka has like a unique immortality that doesn't really count as one. And there is no more damage sharing. So the damage sharing buff is now kinda useless, right? Oh boy, actually, we're just taking hits now. Uh-oh, lethal whispers as well. That's not good for us. It's okay. I am gonna come in with a skill 3 to get immunity back up. Not gonna be the greatest thing ever. I'm gonna go straight into the Bibulus. Yeah, we're gonna eat another counter from my opponents here. Alright, at least no lethal whispers there, and we get a skill 2 proc, which is kind of nice. More injury the better against my opponent's HP scaling units. And Ivana's gonna take quite a beating as well from my opponent. Alright, that's not bad though. Every time Harsetti skill 1s, it actually procs my Bologna. I could heal. I could defense break and dual attack. I think I will do that actually. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Boom. Oh, we didn't get rid of my... Oh, uh-oh. Lethal Whispers proc. Is this my Bologna seeing her end? I don't know. Bibulus is gonna proc here. Nice heal, nice barrier. Hopefully we can dodge this. Oh, that's gonna be a chunky amount. Yep, chunky amount of damage, but it's okay. Bibulus does go down, and see, look at that. Setsuka's immortality doesn't count there, and so it gets dispelled normally. Let us go for a skill 1. Now, compare Ivana's heal to Aram's heal. Aram heals a ton of HP, right? So much better than Ivana there. I wish her healing was a little bit better. I know it's proportional to the target's max health. I thought it was going to be good scaling because it'll heal everyone based on their HP. And it makes sense because Ivana's base HP is quite low. But I just wish it was a bigger percentage, right? The percentage seems kind of underwhelming, in my opinion. And yeah, in that fight, what did Ivana do? Pretty much nothing. So, yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Now, this is one of those situations where I'm gonna bring Ivana into this team, but I think it would be much better if I just had Hikari instead. Hikari kind of is counterintuitive to use with Ivana because she prevents the opponent from having immortality to begin with, and so Ivana can't really proc the, 50% damage reduction effect, right? That would be super, super useful on her. In this case here, though, we're going to bring in the Great Mortelix to prevent counters, right? There's 2 units on my opponent's side that would love to counter us, and we're going to bring in Rinok for easy fixed damage here that can proc this immortality straight out the gate. And so with this, I'm hoping that we'll be able to survive the Genesis Raz. Now, we don't have Empyrean Ilanov or anything like that on our team this time around, so let's see if it works out. I'm going to push up my team here. Lady of the Scales will go, pushing up her team. I'm hoping the Setsuka doesn't get to go before the Raz. Seems like she's slower, so we do get to maybe test out, I say maybe, test out the Raz here, the damage against, Raz's damage against us, but not sure how it's gonna be playing out. I'm gonna superhumanize the Mort, just so we can go ahead and skill 3 everybody. We do have the ignored damage sharing buff right now, so this is kind of cool. If I go for the skill 3, I should be able to deal a good chunk of damage to everyone on the other side. Really depends though. Oh, triple miss. Okay, got the heal from the Lady of the Scales passive. And so now the ignored damage sharing buff is kind of useless, right, at this point. The only good thing is that we did get immunity on our team, and so the immunity is great for not getting sealed by the Genesis Raz. Alright, boom. Skill 2 comes out. Skill 3 as well. Let's see how much the damage reduction is gonna help us out. We did steal stats from the Genesis Roz, keep that in mind. Okay, not bad at all, right? Again, Rinok did steal 20% of Roz's stats, which helped us out quite a bit, but oh my god, this chunky Mort Barrier. I could try to Soul Burn to see how much she heals. Should we try that? Let's go ahead and try that just to see what she's like. That is not even a great heal. The Mort I know healed a ton, but keep in mind he's super humanized, so it is going to be inflated values on him. For everyone else, though, it was okay. The nurse got healed like 3,800 or something like that. It's not too bad, but let's see if we can take down this Roz before my opponent somehow takes us down. Oh, still nothing there. Okay. Thankfully, my opponent's lady was feared. Now we have another skill 2. I'm going to take the stats from the Bison to Hua Young. And we lost our limit buff, so yeah, that's another thing we have to keep in mind. If your opponent can't proc Immortality over and over, you're gonna lose that damage limit buff really quickly. So it kind of shows that Ivana is not really good in a longer drawn out fight. As you can see in this case, she kind of, again, loses that utility, right? If it was a 3-turn buff, I think it would have been a little bit better for both like going first and going second, like faster and slower players. But as it is right now, I don't think so. Also, we are missing so much. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. We're missing so much against my opponent. Oh my gosh, every single attack is just missing. Alright, let's go for the bystander Hua Young. There's no way he can counter us or anything of that sort, so this should finish her off. Oh my god, we missed again! Thankfully, we have our new Rinok build. So we do have the extra fixed damage from her set. Right, and this should be easy to clean up here, but yeah, I think, again, a lot of headache would have been saved if we just had Hecate here instead. So a lot of people might be wondering, like, is it worth it to summon Ivana? Is she like a super good unit? She's okay. Against Lady of the Scale, she's okay. Nothing that, if you're in Arena or Guild Wars, that Hecate also cannot do. So overall, what do we think about Ivana here? I think if you're trying to save your Covenant bookmarks, because summer is right around the corner, and summer units are pretty much always limited every single year, I would say Ivana could be a pretty decent skip. If you want her really bad, you can always go to your summon banner after her banner is gone, and because she's not a limited unit, you can put her on your Covenant summon wish list here and try to pull her randomly through your Chronicle bookmarks over time, right? But all in all, Ivana is okay if you're super struggling against Lady of the Scales, or if you're really just trying to out like a bunch of immortality units. I would say that Ivana is okay to have. Is she going to be super useful in RTA? We won't know yet. Stick around to find out though. Subscribe so that you can see her getting drafted in real time over the next several days as I continue testing her out. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.